Three, two, one. Hello, I am WM Siegel, and today I'd like to talk to you about a art project that I've been working on. It's really a whole series of stuff, but the inspiration comes from three Japanese arts. Ikebana, which is the Japanese art of floral arrangement. Very interesting, use of negative space. There's a lot of angles, math involved, geometry, I guess, and but it's working toward balance and harmony. Then also bonsai, another Japanese art of cultivating miniature trees, and making them look older than it's hard. You're replicating a life cycle that this actual tree has not lived, and that is also balance, harmony, concordia, and you get feelings when you see things like this that are well crafted. I call it residue. I think that the very existence of something like Ikebana is the residue of someone on their path to all-knowment or whatever. For something like that to exist, someone has gone through an internal process, and then we are looking at the results, the symptoms of this person's life experience, if you will, and we try to replicate it. And if you can feel it. You feel the intention in a person's work. If you don't, perhaps you're not looking at it, or there's not much there. The third thing that I'm interested in, is origami, Japanese art of folding paper. Origami, I don't know how to make a lot of things. Not particularly good at it, but I utilize it in other works. The folding, the unfolding, it made me think of my body. I've had problems with the shoulder in the past, which I've resolved. But just from living a life of, I've broken a lot of bones, I've fallen off a lot of things. But you can undo all that. You just have to retrace your steps. Sometimes people try to heal this before they heal what's inside. Perhaps what happened earlier. Do it out of order. You're going to have some problems, It's the same as when you fold up paper and you pull it apart. It doesn't just unfold, it tears. But you can unfold it. Get it back to what it was, or a very close proximity to where it was. You got to kind of do the same with your body. When you're living more mindfully and you're intentional about the things you're doing, you're seeing allegory in everything. You're living inside of an allegory. And so, when learning how to do origami, I was resolving an issue with my body. It occurred to me to stretch a different way. And it's helped me a lot. So, this art project isn't about my shoulder. It's about the proper processing of complex emotion. Something we don't do well, especially my half of the species. The strongest men I've ever met are very kind, and have gone over every element of their life, be it good or bad. These aren't strong men, weak men, they're in order, So when I was working with origami and I was reading about Ikebana and I was wishing I had the patience for bonsai, I came up with an idea. And it was this box. The box is sealed, and it has weight. Inside the box is a weight, a stone, bag of sand, fishing weight. They're all different. And the weights are all different because what has been put in this box is the weight of a life's trouble. And it's been sealed with prayer and intention and meditation. Once this event of life is properly processed, something fragile and beautiful will spring forth. In this case, these origami flowers on this bamboo branch that I bend. You can bend them over candles. And you attach different branches. It moves a little on its own. It has a fragility, but it also has a weight. And there's a strength. And this fragile strength is the product of properly processed emotion. And when one makes these things, they're not reactions with emotion, they're responses with measured thought. Another is my waterfall. Another wooden structure, weighted with life's trouble. And when that trouble is reflected on and properly processed, this origami waterfall will spring forth from the well and bring harmony to discord. And on top of this is a point within a circle. But it's also a heart. A point within the circle in many old philosophies. It's representative of creation, is the circle, or the creator. And the point is you, me, my mice. It means that every single one of us is equally distant or equally close from whatever it is that created us. So that the love is all ours, and we share it equally. And when I turn it and it makes the heart, that's something that I like, but it only works if it's on that angle. And that's non-Euclidean geometry. A diadem is a shape with two points, two lines, a two-lined shape, but with 2 points. You say that in your head, how does that work? There would just be 2 lines or a line on top of each other. But if you add a third dimension, the line goes this way and it comes back up this way, like the outside of a slice of an orange. And so only in this other dimensional place is that 2-lined shape possible. And it's only with that 2-lined shape that when we turn it, we see a heart. I think that's neat. That these two things become one in a symbol of love. I don't know if that's a mistake. I like it. Now another piece that I did was a tree. Well, there's a tree behind me, you can see. That's my cherry tree. This one has a nice little butterfly on top. The weight of its problems were sealed away in this box, sealed with prayer and meditation and intent, so that the problem placed is properly reflected on, properly processed. No matter what that problem is or was, it created something beautiful. Every time. Every time. You can make beauty and balance and harmony out of things. So, look up Ikebana. It's interesting just to read about, just to know it exists. Try some origami. It's not hard. Do the butterfly, or these flowers you see here. These are cherry blossoms, four-petaled. Not simple. I mean, it's going to take you some time, and you don't need origami paper. Just cut paper equal lengths. You'll be fine. And there's affordable origami paper too, but just grab some printer paper or whatever. I layer tissue paper on top of tissue paper just to practice. You can make all sorts of things. And also look at bonsai. It's fascinating just to see what people do. It'll bring you to a place of peace if you take some time to look at them and try to see the motion of it, the slow creeping motion of the tiny tree. A lot of people's problems have been properly processed and made to go away. And you're seeing that in that tree. That's a good person that's doing that work, So at the end of these, I often plug something. I have nothing to do with these things. Things that I like, I want other people to enjoy. Positive things, things with no guile, just funny stuff or interesting to learn about. This other podcast I love, it's called College Town. It's amazing. It's with Seth Morris and Aaron Whitehead, two just hilarious people. I'm 44. If you were born in the 80s, I don't know. There's a late 90s college feel to it. It's just hilarious. It's two people living in this college town, one a professor, one just a forever deadbeat. I don't know. We all know that guy on campus who never took a class but is very present at everything. God knows why. But it's a funny show, College Town. And as always, if you have $5,000, even $2,000 laying around, send it my way. Venmo, WM Seagull. So have a great day.